Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make beaded American flag earrings. I knew that when I started designing these earrings, I wouldn't be able to do all 50 stars, because my flag would be way too big for jewelry. So I got some graph paper and figured out that I can get at least 13 stars on my flag. Then I went online to look at older American flags, and discovered that in year 1777, the flag had 13 stars. I also found out that when you hang the flag vertically, the star should be on the top left side, right here. So this is my flag earring, and I made it with square stitch, but I changed the stitch just a little bit so it is faster to make than regular square stitch. Other than using this flag as an earring, I was also thinking that we could do other things with this flag, like sew it onto things. You could sew this flag onto a hat, a shirt, a belt, whatever you want really, a purse, maybe even a wallet, like a fabric wallet. But something else I thought of, because it's so soft and flexible, you could sew this onto like a piece of felt and then put it onto a pin. That would be so cool to have a beaded flag pin. So there's so many different things you could do with this. I just thought I would share the idea with you to sew on some felt and maybe onto a pin. That would be so cute. So anyways, I did two different colors with these flags. In this flag I did transparent red and I did silver line blue, and these colors here are all opaque colors. Here's the list of materials you will need to make flag earrings. You will need 2 pieces of fireline, and each piece you want to cut 5.5 feet long. And you can either use 6-pound fireline or 8-pound fireline. It's up to you. You'll also need 11/0 or 10/0 seed beads in 4 colors. You'll need a gold color for the hanger, a blue, a white, and a red. And if you have delicas, they would be totally awesome for this flag, but I don't have any delicas. That might be hard to believe, but I don't really own any delica beads, and I wish I do, but I can't really find a good place to buy them at. But if you have delicas in these colors, they would be perfect for the flags. You will also need a size 10 beading needle, right here, and you'll need 2 ear findings, and I'm using lever backs. So I already have one right there, and I'm going to be making the matching earring to this one. So this is all the materials you will need, and remember I always leave the material list in the description bar down there below the videos so you can see everything that you will need. I'm going to start making my flag right here on this side, and I'm going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, working my way through the whole length of the flag. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up 7 blue beads. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double check, I got 7. I'm going to slide these down. And now I have to pick up 1 white, a red, white, red, white, red. Okay, just like this. Slide it down. Now I need to leave a 10-inch tail on this, because I need the extra 10 inches to make my hanger for the top of my flag, and also to reinforce it and tie knots. So I have this down here, and now I'm going to pick up a red. I'm going to copy these 3 beads right here, this segment. I'm going to pick up a red, a white, and a red. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to go in this direction. So I'm coming at the bottom, I'm curving around, and I'm going through right here. Okay, now pull this all the way through, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go up these beads here. Now I don't know if you've ever done regular square stitch before, but basically you're doing 1 bead at a time, and it takes forever, and it can be really frustrating because you're only doing 1 at a time. So I figured out that I'm able to do 3 beads at a time, and you don't want to do any more than 3 beads at a time like this, because the gap will get too big, and 3 beads is just perfect for the flag. Okay, so now that I have this, make sure these beads don't fall off. I'm going to measure my tail, and I need my tail to be 10 inches, okay? And it's not 10 inches, it's shorter. And I just have to pull it down just a little bit. I'm trying to keep my threads from moving at the other side. Okay, it is now 10 inches. My blue seed beads stop right there at the 10. Now I'm going to pick it back up. Be careful that you don't lose your beads at the end. Hold it just like this. And I'm going to copy this pattern right here. A white, a red, and a white. Okay? I'm going to take my needle. It's coming out here. I'm going to go back around. Move these out of the way. And I'm going to go through these 3 beads. Okay? Hold this between your fingers and pull all of your thread through. Okay? Now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go back up through these 3. And again, hold it between your fingers as you pull the thread through. And I got caught somehow. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have. It's this right here. So right here I am, and now I'm going to pick up a blue seed bead, and then one of my stars, and a blue seed bead. Okay, 3 beads. I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to go through these 3. Pull all the thread through. And now I'm coming out of here, and I'm going to go up these 3. Okay, and I'm going to pull this tight, both strings. So this is what I have already made. Now I have 4 seed beads left, and what I'm going to do is 2 at a time. So I have to remember when I do this 2 at a time that I'm only going to do it at the top. So when I go back down, when I come back up, I have to remember that I have to do it this way. So I have 4 seed beads left, and what I'm going to do is pick up a white seed bead, which is my star, and a blue, and I'm going to go down these 2 here instead of 3. Oops. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to take my needle and go up these 2 that I just added. I'm making a square with my thread. Pull it tight, slide the beads down, and now I have 2 beads left to do. Alright, now I'm going to pick up a white seed bead and a blue one, and I'm going to go down these 2. And now I have this. My thread's right here, and I have to go up these. And pull my strings tight. Okay? So now I have this section made, and now I have to work back down. So now I'm going this way. Okay, and remember I had those 2 beads that I did at the top, where I added 2 beads here, and then I added 2 beads here, and then the rest down I did 3 and 3. Okay, so now I have to do 2 again, and I'm going to pick up 2 blue. I'm going to go out here, around, and I'm going to go up through the white and through the blue. Pull all my thread through. Now my beads are sitting against my last, and I'm going to go through them like this. Hold it between your fingers and pull all the thread through. Okay, pull it snug. And now I'm going to pick up, well, if you look at this, you could see that right here I have a blue bead, and here's a blue bead. Now I need a white bead here, and then the next one is going to be blue because I have a white there. So I'm going to pick up a white and a blue, and when I hold it right here you could see my pattern of my stars. That's what it should look like. Okay, so slide these down just a few inches. I'm going to take my needle, go up through the one white and one blue, and pull my needle through. Now I'm going to go back down the two here that I just added. Okay, now I'm going to be working with 3 beads. So I just exited here, and there's a blue bead here and a blue bead there, so that means I have to pick up a white. Okay, and then after that I have this white bead, which means I need a blue bead. Now all around the outside of my flag here I have blue beads, so the next bead I'm going to pick up is a blue to continue this blue border all the way around the outside of my flag, which you could see over here. Okay, so here's my 3 beads. Exiting out of here, I'm going around and I'm going to go through these 3, blue, white, and blue. Pull this through. Okay. Oops, I dropped it. I need to wrap my tail around my fingers. So I stopped dropping it. Okay. I'm exiting out of these beads and I'm going to go down through these 3. Just like this. I need to pull this tighter. And this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to copy my stripes down here. So I have white, red, white. White, red, and white. Going around, I'm going to go through this white, the red, and the white. Pull my thread through. And now I have to go back down these 3 I just added. So normally you would pick up 1 bead at a time and square stitch, and it is really aggravating because it takes so long to get through this. And look how much I've already done, and I'm doing 2 beads at a time up here and 3 down here. So now I'm at the bottom of my flag and I have to do red, white, and red. Okay, I'm going to come out here, I'm going around, and I'm going to go through all 3 of these and pull my needle through, and then I have to sew back down. Pull this tight, and now I'm ready for my 4th row. So I have 3 rows of seed beads here. Okay, and I have to copy the same pattern that we just did over. So I'm going to pick up a red, a white, and a red, and I'm going to go down. So I'm exiting out of here, I'm going to go around and down these 3 beads. And they sit up right against these beads, and now I have to go through them, hold it between my fingers, and pull it through. Okay, just want to make sure this is tight. This is the bottom of my flag. Now I'm going to pick up a white, a red, and a white. I'm copying this stripe pattern here, and I'm going to go through these 3. Pull it through, and now I have to go back up them and hold it between my fingers. Okay, pull it tight. Now I'm here. Now, the first color I have to pick up is a blue, because that's my square blue border that's going all the way around my flag, if you can see over here. So I picked up a blue, and the next color is going to be white, and then a blue. And if you want, before you slide your beads down, you can put it up to it, just like this, to make sure it's right, and mine's right. So now I'm going to go through these 3. Just like this. And then I have to sew back up through here. Okay. Pull this tight. And now I'm right here. So I'm exiting out of this blue bead. I have another blue bead beside it. So that means I need to pick up a white. And then after that is a white bead. So I have to pick up a blue bead. Now laying this here, the next bead that I have to pick up is white. But I have to do 2 at a time because I'm at that section again. So I picked up 2. And I'm going to go through this white right here and through the blue. Okay. Up the side. Okay. You can see my thread's loose. I need to pull it tight. Alright. And now I have to pick up 2 more beads. So exiting right here, I'm exiting out of a blue bead. That means I need to pick up a white. And then my top bead is going to be blue. See? That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so now I'm going to go down these 2. And these stack over here. So now I have to go through them, going around, going through them. Now I have 4 rows and I have to work my way down this side, but I have to change my battery because it's fixing to die. Now I have to pick up 2 blue seed beads because I'm back at the top again. So right here is going to be blue because that's my blue board that goes all the way around. And then I have to have a blue here because I have a white here. So 2 blue, go through the white and the blue around, going around in a circle. Now I'm going to sew back down the 2 I just added, pull it tight, and this is what I have. Now I just exited out of a blue, and there's a blue right here, so that means I have to pick up a white. Okay, so you can see what that looks like. Now I have to pick up a blue. Putting this here, you could see my pattern right there. Okay, so exiting out of here, I have to go through these 2. So I did 2 here, and now I'm doing 2 in the next one. Now I have to sew back down. And I'm just going to pull this tight. Okay, so I did my 2 seed beads here, my 2 here, and now I'm back at 3. So exiting out of the blue, I have to pick up a white. Okay, because there's a blue here and there's a blue there, so now I have to pick up a white, and then I'm going to pick up a blue and then another blue. So 2 blues. Okay, and if you sit there, you could see our pattern right there. Okay, so I'm going to go up this blue, the white, and the blue, all 3, pull the thread through, and now I'm going to go down the 3 I just added, pull it tight, and now I'm back at the stripes, and I have to copy these stripes here. So it's going to be white, red, white. Exiting out of here, I'm going to go around and up through these 3 beads. And I turn it to the side because when I pull my thread through, you know, I'm right-handed, pulling it straight out, it's easier to go through. So when you try to pull it out, it might be a little hard, but when you turn it and pull it, you know, in the direction, it goes through faster and easier. Okay, so exiting out of there, I now have to go down the 3 seed beads that I just added right here. I'm putting my fingers over them to keep them from loosening up. Okay, and now I'm here. Now I have to do red, white, red. Exiting out of here, I'm going around, up through these 3. Okay, turning again so I could pull my thread through easier. Now I have to go down the 3 I just added. So down these 3. Now I have to work my way back up. So I just did 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. All the way down here is 5 rows. So straight 5 rows. And now I have to do this side, and I'm going to go back up. So I have to do a red, a white, and a red. Exiting out of here, I'm going to go around through these two. Then I have to go up through the three that I just added. Pull the thread through and pull it tight. Okay, now I have to do white. White, red, white. Exiting out of here, I'm going to go around through these three. Now I'm going to go up them. Pull it tight. And now I'm back at my blue. Okay. So, exiting out of this white, I have to pick up a blue, because remember I was talking about my square blue border that goes all the way around. Okay. Now I have to have 3 white stars at the bottom. Over here I'll show you what I mean. There's 3 white stars here, and then there's 2, 3, 2, and 3. So I need 3 here. There's my 2 already. I already have those. I need 3 here, 2 here, and 3 up here. So I just picked up a blue, and now the next color I have to pick up is a white. Okay. So now you can see that. Now we have 3 stars at the bottom. And the next color I have to pick up is blue, because I have a white here and a white there. Oops. Okay. I'm going to go around and go through all 3 of these blue beads. And if you have a hard time passing through, all you have to do is lift it up with your fingernail. Okay, so through all 3 of these, pull your thread through. Now I'm going to go back through the ones I just added. And pull tight. Okay, now I'm here. I'm exiting out of a blue, and there's a blue right here, so that means I have to pick up a white. And doing that, I now have 3 white stars in the middle. This one, and the one I'm adding. And the next color I have to pick up is a blue, but right now I'm back at that section where I have to do 2 and 2. So I'm only going to pick up 2 beads. So exiting out of this blue, I'm going to go around, go through the white, and through the blue seed bead. Now I have to go up the 2 I added, pull this tight, and now I have this. Okay, so I have to add 1 more star, just like that, and then my blue seed bead. I'm going to go around through these 2. Now I'm going to go back up. Okay, so now I have all 13 of my stars. I have 3 in the top, 1, 2, 3, 2 in the middle, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, then 2 again, 1, 2, and then 3 again, 1, 2, 3. Now all the beads over here are going to be blue. I'm not going to add any more white, and that will finish off my little blue border that goes all the way around. So exiting out of here, I'm only going to pick up 2 blue seed beads. Then I'm going to go through these 2, just like this, and then I have to go back down. Okay, now I have to pick up 2 again, but it's going to be blue. And this time it gets kind of faster, because this was kind of confusing, remember, where everything went. So I picked up 2, and I have to go through these 2, through a white, and 1 blue, just like this. Now I have to sew back down those 2 I just added. Tighten it up. It looks good. Okay. Now I have to do 3, because I passed the point where I had to do 2 and then 2 again. Now I'm back at the 3 area. So I picked up 3 blue, and I'm going to go through this blue, a white, and this blue. Pull my needle through. And now I'm going to sew back down to these 3 I just added. Okay. Now I have to follow my stripes right here, the color pattern. So the pattern I already have is white, red, and white. Exiting out of the blue, I'm going around, I'm going through this white, the red, and the white. Pulling it through. Now I'm sewing down the 3 I just added. My next color pattern that I have to follow is red, white, red. Coming out of here, I'm going around, up through these 3 beads, pulling them through, and going back down. Okay. So now we're all done with the blue section, and now we're going to do the stripes over here, and I'm going to help you with the stripes on this side. It's not bad. Alright. Exiting out of this bead, I have to do the same color pattern of red, white, red. Okay, I'm going to go around. Oops, I only got through 2. Okay, go around, sew through those 3. Now I'm going to go up through them, the ones I just added. Pull it tight. Now I'm here, and I have to do a white, a red, and a white. Okay, exiting out of here, I'm going to go around, and go through these 3. Now I have to go back through the 3 I just added. And now I'm up here, and I have to do stripes now. So I'm exiting out of a white, so that, of course that means I have to pick up a red. So a red, a white, and a red. Just like this. And I have to sew down these 3 blue right here. Okay. Now I'm going to sew up them. Okay, now I'm back at the section where I do 2 and 2. So I'm exiting out of the red, which means I need a white and then a red. So out of here, I'm going around, and I'm going to sew through these 2 blue. Then I'm going to go back through them in this direction. Pull it tight. Now out of this red, I have to pick up a white and a red. Okay. Out of here, I'm going to go around through these 2 blue. And now I'm going to sew up through the 2 I just added. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to do some more with you just to make sure you have the hang of the stripes, and then I'll let you finish the stripes by yourself, and then I'll show you how to add the hanger to your flag. Okay, so I'm right here, and remember at the top is the part where we have the 2 beads that we have to do. So exiting out of here, I have to copy the colors. So I have to pick up a red and then a white. Red and white. I'm going to go around up these 2. Now I have to go down through them. Now I have this. So now I have to pick up a red and a white. I'm going out of this, going around, and I'm going through this white and through the red. Pulling through. Now I'm sewing down through the red and the white that I just added. Okay, so now we're past the part where we had to do 2 at a time. The red and white, the red and white, and now I could do 3, 3, and 3. So out of here, it has to be red, white, red. I'm going to go around, up through these 3, pull my thread through, sew down these 3, and see what happened, I didn't hold it, and it's loose there, so I have to pull it tighter. Out of here I have red, so I have to do white red, white. And now I have to go up these three, pull it through. Now I have to sew down them. Okay, pull it tight. And now I have to pick up white, red, white. I'm exiting out of here. I'm going around and up through these three. Now I have to sew down through the three I just added. Okay. Now I have to go back up. So it's going to be red, white, red through these three. Then back up through the three I just added. Hold it between your fingers and pull it tight. Okay. Next is white, red, white. Exiting out of here, going around, and going through these three. Oops, I picked up an extra white. I didn't see that. Okay, got that off. Now I'm going to sew back up the three I just added. My tail's caught there. Okay, pull that tight. I'm now here. I have 3 more seed beads to go, and then I have to do the 2 seed beads and the 2 seed beads again. And the next colors I have to pick up is red, white, red. Just following the pattern coming off of here. I'm going around through these 3 beads. Now I'm going back up through these 3, pulling it through, and pulling it tight. Okay, now I'm back at the section where I have to do 2 again. So I'm going to do a white, a red, down these 2. Now to sew up them to the white and the red. I have 2 more left, a white and a red. I'm going to go back around through these 2 beads. Then I have to sew through the 2 I just added. Okay, and now I have to start a new row. So I have to pick up 1 red, 1 white, just like this. And then I have to sew back down the 2. Okay, and again you'll have 2 more here, and then the rest of the way down you'll do 3. Then when you go back up you have to pay attention and make sure that you have 2 and 2. Now I'm going to leave you here, and you could do the rest of the stripes by yourself. You're just repeating the same steps I showed you. And what you have to do, I currently have 4 rows going. I just started my 4th row, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 7 blue beads here, okay, going across, and going down I have 7. Now once you get over here you have to do 8. So I just started my 4th row of the stripes. So this is row 1 of stripes, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, row 7, and row 8. So once you get 8 rows done from this blue all the way over here, I'll show you how to add your gold hanger on. So keep going, repeating these steps until you have 8 stripes. I kept on going until I had my 8 rows going all the way down here, and I took my needle off of this tail right here because I'm gonna add my gold hanger first and my ear finding, and then I'll come back later on and tie knot to this tail. But first I want to show you how to add the hanger part. So I took my needle off of this tail that I was working with, and I put it onto this tail, the one that's connected to the blue. Okay? And when we hang a flag vertically, I did research on this, you have to have the blue part on the left side at the top. Okay? So I split my seed beads into piles, and I have 2 piles of 12 seed beads, so I'm just going to pick them up. So pick up 12 gold seed beads. Okay? Slide those down. And now I have to pick up my ear finding, which is going to hang like this, so I'm going to go through it this way. Now I have to pick up the rest of my seed beads, so another 12. Okay, slide those down so my earring will hang just like this, so it matches this one. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go through this red seed bead right here at the corner, just the red one. Pull this through. Okay, and now I'm going to pass my needle back through all of these seed beads. So through all 12 on this side, through my finding, and through the other 12 on the other side. Okay, so I'm pulling this thread through. Now I'm going to go through this side. Okay, reinforcing that, and you want to pull this nice and tight. Okay, now I have a thread on this side, and as you can see over here, I have a thread on my left and on my right. So this one's on my left, and now I have to take the thread I'm working with and go through this bead. This blue one right here. Okay. So through that bead, and pull it tight. And there we go. We've added our hanger. So now it matches my other earring. So now I'm going to show you how to tie knots with this, and I'm just going to do half hitch knots. So my thread is exiting right here, and I'm going to go through at least 3 beads and tie knots in between these beads here. So I have these threads that are here, you can see them going through. I have threads here, and then I have these row 3 beads, 3 here, and then you can see the threads here and the threads here. I don't want to tie the knots on the threads that are going in that direction. I kind of want to tie my knots in between the beads. So I'm exiting out of this bead, and I'm going to go through these 3 right here. Pull that through. Now I'm going to bend my flag just like this, so I could take the needle and pass it under this thread that's right here. Okay, making a loop. I'm going to go through it twice and slowly pull it down so my knot doesn't move. Okay, and pull it tight. Now I'm going to pass through some more beads. I'll do maybe 3 beads again. Or I could just go to the other side of the bracelet, or the flag, that's what I mean. I'll go a little bit further. Right here, looks good. Okay, I'll tie one here. Okay, my knot just disappeared, and now I'm right here, so I'm going to bend the flag again so I can pass underneath and grab that thread. Okay, again, make a loop and go through it twice. And pull the knot down right there. Now I'm going to go through these 4 beads that are left over. Pull my knot through. I'm going to go through the next row, so I'm exiting out of this one, and I'm going to go into the next row. And right here I'll tie another knot. So that's it. it's pretty simple tying half-inch knots. You kind of want to tie the knots inside of the flag, at least 3 to 4 beads inward. So, on the top up here we have 2 beads, and then we have the threads that's going in this direction, and 2 beads and threads going in this direction, and then all the rest is 3, and then we have the threads. Here's a thread going this way, there's one right there. So on this side I can tie the knots like right in here if I want. So keep going, tying half-inch knots, and try to use up most of your thread. And this other tail over here, you're going to tie knots the same exact way with this tail, just like we're doing with this one right now. So keep going, tying your knots until you're done. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my tutorials on my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching.